at that time that didn't need no auto-tune. He didn't need no auto-tune. But I had to do it because I just wanted to see auto-tune on him. Just a little bit. But
so when you hear people say, well, I don't know how, because I hear people say talent and singing.
Right.
Okay, if you want to say talent, I think Prince is obviously because he can play.
Oh no, talent,
guitar.
hands down. He does everything.
Right.
His eyes closed.
But when they would see, people miss when they talk about Chris Brown and Michael.
Right.
See, now y'all got to miss me. I don't even want to talk to y'all no more. I ain't got nothing to say.
Let me give you another perspective on that. In this day and age, the only person, in my opinion, that could have achieved just as great as a legacy as Mike, to me, would have been Chris Brown. I just believe that Chris Brown was surrounded by the circle of creative people that Mike was surrounded by.
Wow.
Because Chris got the talent. Wow. He just needed the direction.
Right.
Right? So imagine if Chris had Mike's team.
Right.
Just imagine that. It would be something different.
And that's big.
But Chris is like he got bloods around him. He got little gangbangs around him.
Right.
He don't have the guidance.
Right.
He's smart, but he's smart according to what this generation smart attracts.
Right.
Okay. For me to survive in this era, I gotta keep certain things around me, certain people around me, just so I can keep getting it going.
Right.
But if he was able to delete all that and say, look, I'm gonna focus on being the greatest entertainer ever, Chris has the opportunity.
It's too late now. It's too late now.
Yeah.
But I think
that's why everybody love you though, cause boy, you so
too late.
boy.
ain't nobody selling no 100 million albums. Ain't
No.
nobody do that again. That's over. That's
But
over.
you could, but
now you got the streaming. So now you do. I don't know really how streaming work. Do you get a quarter? You get 50 cents? You get a dime for how many streams you get? I don't really know how that works.
Right.
But I mean, he seems to be doing unbelievable in that.
Oh yeah, he's killing it. He's killing it.
You signed Lady Gaga, T-Pain, French Montana, Wiz Kid. You mentioned something, auto-tune. Has auto-tunes ruined the industry?
Nah, it helped. It honestly helped. Because a lot of these
So I can't sing, so I get on auto-tunes, I'm gonna sound like...
Man, I would rather you get on auto-tune, please. You know, the most amazing part about working with the older generation artists, like the Michael Jacksons and the Whitney Houstons and the Lionel Richies,
they didn't need no auto.
They didn't need it. I never used any of it. Like,
all those
right.
I mean, everybody from the 90s moving back toward the 70s and 80s, 80s and 70s, they didn't use any of that.
No,
their voices were impeccable.
Impeccable. Like, impeccable. And guess what? Those recordings that you heard, those are one takes. Because every time they messed up, they had to start again from the top. Whereas us, if we mess up, we can just start from where I messed up at and repunch it.
Right.
So it was a different time then.
Now Adele don't use no auto-tune.
You know?
I heard Adele. Whew, Lord have mercy. That's something like that voice of hers. You signed Lady Gaga, T-Pain, French Montana, Wiz Kid. How did you meet these artists?
Oh man, just in the travels and moving around. With Pain, my little brother Boo brought me Pain.
Okay.
I give Boo the credit for finding to discover Pain. I was just a platform that we could toss him on and get him to where he is. Right? Gaga, she was actually already on Interscope when I signed my label deal there. And I saw her and I was like, hey, Jimmy, I need that for my baby. Jimmy tossed me that, gave me that. Greatest gift he's ever given.
Lady Gaga can really sing.
Oh,
I mean, people, I think sometimes people look at the makeup and see how the outfits
that
and
girl,
like, oh yeah. No, she can sing.
She's not human. She is amazing. Like creatively, mentally, like she thinks beyond the average artist. Like just to come up with the things that you guys see, we had to dumb certain things down just to get it across so people can understand. But she's on a different level.
What is your artist development process? How do you like, okay, I got this person, this is where I think they can go. Here's the process that I'm gonna use in order to get him or her there. How do you go about that?
Like all the artists that I take full responsibility for, they all go through the same system. They start with me. You figure out what they're gonna do, how they wanna see their years continue, where you want your life to be continuous. Then we have a real conversation about the industry, learn the business. Once they got that part right, then we take them straight to artist development. Take them right there to Marvelous Studios in Atlanta. Okay. The best that ever did it. all the artists that we ever loved, from New Edition to Boys and Men to TLC, you name it, he's shaped them up into superstars. They all go through that process. Then they come out of there, we go into the studio.
Okay.
You make the biggest hit record according to our conversations, your passion, and what you want to be. Now we got a body of work. You've been through artist development, so you can speak well, you can perform well, you are prepared for what you're about to get. Then we go into the right distribution partner. Who do we decide is the perfect partner for distribution for this record, depending on the size and where and territories that we want to go. Then we pick the labels that we want to partner with. Once we got them, come release dates, come release. Once we release, they like, it's almost like raising a chick into a chicken and just letting it go. Put it in the oven and it's a great meal.
Well, see, you talk about letting it go. That ain't what that ain't what you did. You talk about putting it in the oven now. Let me ask you a question. But you're willing to let your artists out of contracts. You don't believe in keeping a lifetime contract. We see what Meg Thee Stallion is going through. Right. So many, even Mike ended up having a problem with his label. Right. Prince had a problem with his label. You're like, okay, y'all, you're not happy, you want to leave? But okay.
Right. I mean, all my contracts are built to create superstars, entrepreneurs, and give them the freedom to give that opportunity to somebody else.
Right.
So I never hold them to the fullest extent of the contract, ever. Right. At the moment, they feel like, okay, they've grown and they want to go on their own, and I feel like we didn't give them everything they need to do that,
right.
Then we just let them walk. We don't ask for no recouption. We don't ask for anything. We just allow them to be who they are.
T-Pain originally wrote I'm Sprung for You, but you didn't like it. Why you, man, you could have, that was a hit.
No, it was a hit. But I believe the record would be bigger on him because that was a hit record.
Right.
I could have took it, and he right. The reason why I didn't want it, because I wanted it for him.
Right.
Because I knew that record was gonna make somebody's career.
Right.
My career was already made.
Right.
He didn't see how big that record was, but I knew. I knew how big that record was, and I knew that record would make him the biggest urban artist that can line up with what I need going on to take him to the next level.
Right.
So I refused to take the record because I believe that record was supposed to be for him.
Is there any other songs you've turned down you wish you hadn't? I mean, you don't wish you would turn that down, but is there any songs that you turned down that you're like, damn, I should have took that one?
One record that I gave away that I felt, damn, I should have kept was Soul Survivor. After I gave it, I said, man, I should have kept this record, man. Yeah.
I needed that for myself.
Right.
What happened with the fan that you threw back at the fan in the crowd?
Oh, man, that was an interesting time because that was around the time when I had just got out.
Oh, you was on.
I was fresh, a lot of money, super arrogant and confident.
Right.
But I had the same, the street mentality. I will never be disrespected, especially in front of a lot of people.
Right.
So I'm on stage and I'm performing, and the next thing you know, I see something coming at me. At first I thought I was seeing something, but then when it got really close, I was like, oh, whoa, that almost like hit me in the face. And I said, yo, wait a minute, who threw that? So the crowd, everybody just pointed to him.
You asked me, okay, he did it.
Now at that point, it's like, okay, shoot, what do I do now? I can't be out here. I can't just be like, okay. Well, don't do that no more. I couldn't let it slide because, especially in the industry we was in around that time, if one person tries you, everybody feel like they can try you.
Right.
So it's almost like you had to set an example, which is a wrong analogy. So at the point when all the fingers was in, I said, all right, yo, come on up here, bring him up. So now the crowd is bringing him to me. As he's coming, I'm deciding, what am I going to do to show this dude and the audience that I'm not to be played with, right? I said, man, should I just hit him with one? Boom, just knock him out? I said, nah, that's too much. And then I said, you know what, don't worry about it. When it come out, just play it by ear. And as soon as he came on stage, he just came to hug me. And at that moment, I felt bad. I was like, damn, I can't do nothing to him. He probably trying to get my attention.
Right.
So I said, nah, okay, I gotta figure something out. Then it hit me, I said, cool, I'm just gonna throw him in the crowd. So as he come to hug me, I just picked him up, found a soft spot, and threw him. Right? But then of course, it got thrown out of proportion. But at the same time, it did give me the respect that I needed to move forward. But at the same time, I felt so bad because I said, you know what, I could have handled that.
Get this beat.
Hey, Carl, you provided electricity for over 16 countries in Africa. You have a utility company, work with the Biden administration. Because you grew up with no electricity, was that one of the reasons you wanted to give back in that way to your homeland?
Like me knowing the impact of just growing up without electricity made me say, okay, the moment I make it and I'm in position to do that, I want to be able to provide electricity.
Right.
Absolutely.
When I see China gave you $1 billion, loaned you $1 billion. I see you have awarded a $6 billion contract to build a city.
Yes, the Akon City is coming out. I'm super excited. I can't wait to start.
How close is that upon completion? Or I mean, how much of the build out have you completed?
Wow. So I learned so much dealing with this project, right? I realized that there was so much prep leading into even construction.
Right.
So for the last 2 years, we've been doing the environmental studies, we've been doing the soil studies, all the studies leading up into it, and getting all the licenses and everything else. So now, 2023 in January, we actually start the construction process. And the first phase is going to take 3 years, but then after that phase, it's going to be done in three phases and 3 years per phase. But after the first phase, we can start inviting people in.
I read that you tried to start a diamond business in Africa, but said it's worse than the drug game.
No, I had purchased a diamond mine and realized, it was way worse than the drug game. So I sold it.
You got a diamond, I'm going to let your boy go mine.
Man, I had it for 5 years. I said, boy.
You getting the diamonds out of it?
Oh yeah, it was a great profitable business. Around the time when I was in the music business, I was actually supplying a lot of the jewelers in Diamond District with my diamonds.
Wow. And you let it, and you gave it up.
I had to. It was. Then it was around the time we also had the blood diamond conflict.
Yeah.
There was other mines.
Sierra Leone, yeah.
It was a lot going on, and I didn't want my name getting tied into that stuff because I know how the media works sometimes.
I got to get you out of here on this one. Yeah. You're a big sports fan. Who's your favorite team?
Basketball, the Lakers.
Lakers. Who's your favorite player?
LeBron. Honestly, wherever team LeBron went, that was my favorite team. Before LeBron, it was Shaq.
Right. I'm reading that you almost got a scholarship. Would you have a scholarship at Georgia Tech? You messed your knee up?
Yeah.
You had hoops like that?
I can play now. One thing about St. Louis, sports was the thing. That was our way out. Somebody had, if you weren't going to make it through music, you were definitely.
Right.
Man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time today. I really appreciate it.
No, I had a good time.
All my life, grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why, all my life, I've been grinding all my life, all my life, been grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why, all my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Freebeats.io.
Yo 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 yo. Man. Life is good. Got an absolutely great show for you guys today. I'm excited to bring it to you. Been putting in a lot of work behind the scenes just to get the quality right to a place that I like putting my name and the name of my company on. Also been doing a lot of work personally, man. It's 2023. We in here. The gym is back in action. Getting back to the job after the Christmas break is back in action. And trying to build this company and pursue these dreams back in action. So what do we have on the show for you today? Jam-packed show, man. Really starting to get these shows. I think an hour and a half is going to be a good space. Maybe even 2 hours, but we'll see. Just straight up and down, your boy is not going to be well, you never know what you're going to be. Of course you got to let God be God, and he's the one that controls all of that. I do not foresee myself being, these 8, 9, and 10 hour streamers. I think this is really an avenue to get the show produced, and then of course, get on here and play games. Now, I'm not gonna lie, if you've been checking out the Dojo 7 channel where we released the Studio X Productions, which is the live studio portion of Dojo 7, the production studio, your boy has caught the NBA 2K bug. I look around on that thing, man. I be on there 4 or 5 hours. Easy. I took a 10-year break from video games, and now that I, got this big white rocket ship sitting on the desk as a part of the live studio setup, I completely understand the running joke about women not liking men playing 2K, man, or playing PlayStation, because you'll get in here, you'll get lost. You'll be in here just hours and hours and hours, won't be thinking about nothing but progressing through the game, be in here stinking, be in here whatever. And the thing about video games, they work hand in hand with male psychology, and that there are clear goals that you can achieve and few consequences for failure. Like you get to try again. You always get to try again. You always get to come back. So other than the gaming streaming, don't really see myself doing the 8-hour, 10-hour streams, and that'd be few and far between. But as far as the show concerned, I'm thinking an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, that'd be right where you want to be. Back in the gym, heavy in the gym, excited about that. Really want to get some strong consistency going with the gym routine before I start doing the morning live streams from the gym as workout partners, just sharing my journey and also sharing that accountability. I know a lot of people on the Instagram were looking for the stories. They say, Josh, we miss you posting your updates. I was posting little pictures in the gym, just saying we in here. You'd be amazed at who is watching you and taking inspiration from you and taking motivation from you and never says anything. And then later down the line in conversations, they'll let you know, man, that was really, really encouraging me to stay on point. That was motivational to me. That was inspirational to me. Took a break from that, really spurred by the holiday blues, man. Thanksgiving hit your boy hard. I had real holiday blues. The holidays are different for everybody, and Thanksgiving was rough for me. Christmas was a little better, but now that we done made it to New Year's, baby, we full steam ahead and feeling like there's a lot of great momentum, and we going after these goals, we going after these dreams. Appreciate you guys for rocking with me tonight. Appreciate you for everybody that's checking it out on the replay. So today on the show, Forbes put out a top creators list of 2022. We're going to check out what type of money people been making. Of course, Mr. Beast is on there, top of the list. We also going to really dig into the black creators on the list. Also found a list of 13 black Twitch streamers you should be following, so we'll take a look at that. Will Smith, apparently his new movie is really, really good. I don't have a big appetite for slave movies at this point in my life, so I didn't check it out. But there was an article that came out where people surveyed some people on how they're feeling about Will Smith at this point. We'll check that out. Also, while I was doing the research on that, found a video from Revolt about Chris Rock, the joke he made. So we'll take a look at that. We're going to do a scene breakdown for Creative Review with Issa Rae. And we got some other fun stuff for you, some freestyles. Apparently, Young Money has a new roster. And we're going to check out the bars they got. So, without further ado, let's get this Forbes list pulled up and see what we talking about. Get this Forbes list pulled up and see what people got to say about it. Copyrights. And then very proud of this. I done put real work in on this right here. Hey, check out these sick graphics. Hey, we gotta run the show for y'all. All right, so first up, man, top creators of 2022. Forbes is known, in addition, for just being one of the best publications about money and producing lists. They put these things out. The Forbes list that I normally check out is the highest earning rappers, but as we are entering the live stream space and really, really growing the studio, we're gonna check out who these top creators are, and of course, gonna show special love to the brothers and sisters that made the list. So let's see what we got going on. all the way down. Okay. Top creators 2022. These 49 social media savants and one dog are redefining celebrity for our connected age. In terms of that redefining celebrity, man, it's interesting where media is headed. Like right now, you got a real renovation going on with the traditional entertainment platforms in terms of linear television or cable television entering somewhat of a decline. The streaming network is entering its second phase, where a lot of companies are consolidating and really trying to figure out what a true revenue model is going to be, because just subscribers don't necessarily equal money. And emerging is the streaming and creator platforms where cats is making money. So I don't know if this is the first year that Forbes has done this list, but cool. Money, fame, moxie. That's what it takes to qualify for. It is the look at your boy. That's what it takes to qualify for Forbes' first ever ranking of the most powerful influencers on the internet. Their compelling, often quirky content is consumed by millions, and the world's top brands happily spend millions to sponsor it. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I don't know a lot of these people. I just got introduced to Mr. Beast about a month ago. I just found out about Kai Cenat about a month ago. I'm still finding where I fit. Of course, I'm very tiny, just starting up. But even content-wise, I'm still finding like where are the like-minded creators for what I'm trying to do, which is in a lot of ways a more traditional format. Of course, would love to get into some of the productions that we see on YouTube that'll be coming out of Studio X as well, because those will be unscripted productions. But like these people, I don't know these people, so it's going to be fun to kind of see who they are and what they're talking about. Charlie D'Amelio, and I hope I'm saying everybody's name right. If you catch this in the chat or you catch this on the replay and I'm messing people's names up, we definitely want to show respect to people's names. So correct this. They Charlie D'Amelio, who ranks second on our list, along with her sister Dixie at 21. It's parlay short dance videos. I do have an opinion on the TikTok dance thing, because I know for a while they were saying black creators were not getting credit for developing these dances on TikTok, and I hope that has started to change. She's got her own perfume. She's got a clothing company. I also have a clothing company. Shout out dojo7.com. Go check out the apparel and the merch. In an early stage VC fund. Okay. 17.5 million, and her sister got 10 million. Love it when family works together. Who's the sister right here? Elsa Majimbo. Amy Song. That tag is going to end up bugging me. We're going to switch up. And we're going to hope that at low level, that's not going to trigger the copyright joint. Actually, we ain't got to do it. We ain't got to do that. We do want to be able to put this on clips and replays. Like, let's go ahead and hey, that's the thumbnail. Shout out to the thumbnail. The tags were ridiculous, bro. What we got? How long is it? We got a show for you. Got a show for you. Let's try this. Just a little ambiance for the people. You know what I mean? Okay. More people. That's the sister 10 million off of content ain't bad, but people don't really understand like how much work goes into this stuff, man. I was at a coffee shop today, spent 4 hours making thumbnail templates. Overall, our 50 top creators have amassed a combined 1.9 billion with the B followers across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. In aggregate, they made 570 million in 22, and the average age is 31. That is surprising. I would think that the average age for creators would be much younger. As somebody in my early 30s, I'm actually encouraged to find that I'm right about the average age. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Separate the wheat from the chaff in an industry plagued by self-promotion and spam. We evaluated each creator across 3 categories: earning, clout, and entrepreneurship. Earnings figures are for calendar 2021 and our Forbes estimates. So they don't even know how much these people made in 2022. And estimates can be way off. Clout measures not just the sheer number of followers, but also their engagement as indicated by likes, shares, and comments. I work in marketing for big media companies. Engagement as the primary metric of measurement, it can be misleading. I like shares really, especially for growth as a key metric. But they got all of those baked in. For follower count, we sum followers across platforms. This includes people who follow creators on multiple platforms. And finally, each creator was given an entrepreneur rank between 1 and 3, rewarding you for founding the company. Of course, Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast, is number 1. He's also, I believe, on track to be the first billionaire creator. So shout out to Mr. Beast. Stunts like spending 50 hours buried alive and attempting starvation. Wow. Did not know that he, I wonder how many views that got. Mr. B starved himself? He does do the extreme stuff. No food for 30 days. $64 million views in 6 months. That's wild.
I am not eating any food for the next 30 days.
Wait, won't you be hungry?
This is what I currently look like, and I weigh 220 pounds. And when I say no food, I really mean it. This was the hardest I've ever pushed my body in my entire life. Seriously, do not try this at home. I had a whole team of doctors watching me every single day. They kept track of all my vitals like these to ensure I didn't have a heart attack or worse. Thanks, doctors.
You're right.
And
30 days. We're shaving.
any reason eat food in the next 30 days, Chris, you get to shave my head. A heart attack or worse. Thanks, doctors. And if I for any reason eat food in the next 30 days, Chris, you get to shave my head.
No.
He's got to be like, there's got to be some fluids involved or something, right?
There's no way he's going to 30 days. We're shaving his head.
The challenge has officially begun.
Guess you won't need these.
You're right.
And since I'm not eating for the next 30 days, I might as well get rid of all the food in my house.
Or are you?
I'm not all my food. I don't want calorie of food.
Your mouth is open and you're curious.
Enjoy the food.
Snack before bed. I'm staying strong. I'll now, so I guess I just water.
Let's go see how much weight I've lost.
Okay.
To be honest, I probably weigh.
So he is drinking water. That's wild. Here's what's like, why this is like so touching me right now. Right now, as a part of the fitness journey that I'm on, I'm doing intermittent fasting and I'm doing smoothies as my primary meal staple. And so after in my fasting window, smoothies are the first thing I'm eating. And this is in addition to going to the gym and, you know, working out and going to work and just living a life and things like that. My first couple of days on this, especially when I started doing the more intense workouts, my body literally went into shock. Well, I don't know literally because I'm not a doctor and you know, don't have that knowledge to say what shock is. But my body, after like my first intense workouts on this fasting and smoothie window, was tripping. I'm talking about like crazy headaches, was like forcing me to go to sleep. And it only lasted for a day because I was eating and recharging. But this is bananas. This is absolutely bananas. And so the reason I'm having such a reaction to this is because on some level I identify with this. And I guess this is part of why it's a great video. Also, you got to keep in mind as he's doing this, just within himself, within his body, the production that's going on to capture this and turn this into a YouTube video is a lot of work and a lot of energy, even in terms of like the confessionals and the sets and the setup and the camera angles and stuff like that. So this is wild that he tried this, but this is also why, you know, he's Mr. Beast and he's getting, you know, these levels of views, but it's crazy.
Basically the same. Yeah, like I said. And I'm about to go start filming a different video, so today's gonna be a pretty...
Me and Mr. Beast way to saying, how tall is Mr. 6'3". Damn. Okay. Okay, tall boy. I see you. Shout out to the Short Kings. Mr. Beast is 6'3". That's wild. I'm not as tall as Mr. Beast.
Pretty difficult.
I'm close
day.
though.
And the video we're filming is we're seeing if this man can spend 100 days in this circle.
Do I weigh? Oh, I'm sorry. Hanukkah.
12 pounds since we started in only a week. Day 7 was really busy. First, I did my vital.
It feels so weird to poop again. I was recording some videos for the reaction.
Hello? Hey. Out on day 13, so I weighed myself from home. That's 18 pounds under where I started in just 2 weeks.
We're heading to Vegas to film a quick clip with Gordon Ramsay. All this flying's really starting to catch up.
He looks smaller. You can see like in his face, he literally looks like he's shredding weight, man. That's crazy.
Would you like some peanuts?
No. I would not like peanuts.
50 minutes past midnight, so it's actually officially day 14. It has been 2 weeks since I last ate food. Our hotel
They
room
got the
had a bunch
food
of
all
snacks
around
in
him and
it.
everything.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Breakfast sandwich.
I
Young
hate
man, come
this.
in. At least
Yeah.
take a bite. You'll be
Yeah.
the first person
Gordon
in my entire
Ramsay?
career that I've cooked something from start to finish and never eaten. Please.
Like, I gotta move on. I have to move on. I'm just having so many flashbacks, man. I've had like stretches where I was trying to do right with fitness and nutrition, and somebody that I was living with was bringing all type of like crazy shit into the house. I might check this out later, man. Bro deserves 64 million views for that, you know. So, jeez Louise, that is wild. Blown away. You know, speechless. Speechless. The predictably high viewership of answers like these explain why Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, has made the most of his money from ads on YouTube. #1 spot on the list because he's making more than anyone else. Also because his restaurant concept, Mr. Beast Burger, is an entrepreneurial mechanism to monetize his rather than investing in cooking equipment or delivery infrastructure. Ghost Kitchen Op, which people order Mr. Beast Burger on an affiliate. You don't know about Ghost Chicken. Charlie D'Amelio, 18, highest earning TikToker video dances, pushing brands and partnerships. At 100 million valuation as a pre-revenue, it had to be for venture fund. Yeah, that's deep. Oh, and they did an interview with her. Did they do an interview with all these people? Oh, you can read more on everybody. Everybody has like their own article. Is that what's? Very cool. We will post. Actually, let's go ahead and do it right now. We'll post the link for this on the Dojo 7 Twitter. Check this. At your leisure. And then we got a whole show we got to get to. Blown away. For a little computer. All right, that's there for the people. Y'all go check that out. I love how the screenshot of this is so diverse, but the list is not as diverse as this, and I appreciate the thought behind it. And that's all I have to say on it. Okay, it all missed. I do think Charlie D'Amelio was the boom. Oh, and it's on Forbes too. I wonder if they included this in their art. I guarantee you. I mean, and it shouldn't be. Well, I don't know. I guess you're celebrating the girl for making the list. I wonder if she's mentioned in this article from the same people. No. Okay. Yep. The controversy over the lack of. Get off of the screen, please. The controversy over the lack of credit black creators received first gained steam in 2020 when the New York Times profiled the 14-year-old black dancer behind the renegade dance made popular by white TikTok star Charlie D'Amelio, noting that while creator Jalea Harmon's choreography had become one of the biggest dances on the internet, nobody really knows that she created it. Then collectively, black folk were like, you know what? We're just going to take a seat and see what white people came up with. Oh, this is when Meg Thee Stallion took a hit on the single that she put out because black creators boycotted making dances because they were tired of getting their shit stolen. Well, fast forward to top creators of 2022. And I'll be shocked if there are any black dancers on the list. But also, here's something I've been thinking about as I plan content, as I decide like what I want my company to be, what the brand to be. And what types of things I want to produce. I do think in a lot of ways if you are a creator of color, there is a cap. Let me not say that. That's not actually what I mean. I think if you do not intend on appealing to white audiences, then there's a cap on how successful you can be and how much money you can make in America. I think part of that is just pure numbers and demographics, and that there are more white people than any other singular demographic in the country, and that to appeal to the most people, you need to appeal to them. I think that part of that is social, and that people like seeing content from people like them. And particularly when it comes to race, there can be certain expectations or rejections of certain types of content from certain people. I know the content that I am most interested in might not be the broadest appealing, not even on a racial level, but just on a, I want to be intelligent about things. I don't necessarily want to be goofy and screaming and then you scream like, yo, what the fuck? That's not, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but that's not my personality. That's not my brand. And so I know, just in me trying to carve out and find a space for me to be as big as I possibly can, that because of my natural interest in who I am as a person and who I might appeal to, there might be limits on that. So this is not to say that creators of color can't be as successful, but I do know you're going to have to appeal to the broadest audience possible to reach the biggest numbers possible. And then the question becomes, what do you want? I know for me, of course, I want to be as big as I can possibly get. I want to do more than just live content. I eventually hope to be not necessarily a radio host, but on radio shows. We do a lot of live content. I want to do a lot of unscripted content, but I also want to produce scripted content too, in addition to businesses and philanthropy. But what is the cost of being comfortable in your lane, in your skin, with your audience, and can you be happy reaching that peak? Now, personally, I believe that whatever the peak is of my natural personality and the natural brand and stuff we want to do, it's going to be great, and it's going to be, exceeding any expectation that I could have, and more money that I could possibly dream of. And I'm excited about that. And then there's also the company aspect, where the content that you make, the content that comes from Dojo 7, in terms of Dojo 7 Productions, and eventually when we get to the place where we can produce as a higher third party on some Tyler Perry shit. Tyler Perry, there's a big difference between Marvel movies and Medea movies, but Marvel is paying Tyler Perry Studios to use his company. There is something to that. So this is really just speaking directly to the type of content that comes out of your brain and that is aligned with your brand. So the sky really is the limit. The beautiful thing about America is business in a lot of ways and not in a lot of ways. But that's all to be said. We're not gonna give her too much more of a hard time on it. But when I see this person, when I hear that the initial spark for her launching the venture capital fund and the consumer goods company is off of dances, just, for me and for my world and my community, I do associate this with all of the Black TikTok dance creators that didn't get their just due for creating the dances, either because the broader audience wasn't checking for them, or really because the broader audience wasn't checking for them. And then after that, you then get to give people, you know, their flowers and their just due, because even if you had all of that fame and that acceptance from a broader audience for doing the dances that other people came up with that didn't get that, that doesn't mean that you're automatically going to go and leverage that success and that attention in a profitable businesses. And for that, you know, round of applause. Talk about sex. Oh. He's a sex positive creator. #1 female focused podcast on Spotify. Never heard of this person. Never heard of her. And I consider myself sex positive like a motherfucker. Father Cooper. We're gonna have to put that on the idea list to check her out. Yeah, if you guys see this and you know other sex positive creators, we want to see them. Let's check them out. Fuck Jerry. I feel like I remember seeing a documentary about Fuck Jerry where he was like really great at memes or something, right? Yeah. Oh, now he's in games, tequila, television. The beautiful thing, man, any foot into the door, once you get your momentum rolling, the way that you really become big and make your money, you got to pivot, right? If you get popular for memes, if you get popular for talking about sex, if you get popular for stealing black people dances, if you get popular for outrageous stunts and well-produced YouTube videos, flipping that into other businesses is really the way to go. And that should be an inspirational lesson for everybody involved. #5, highest engagement rates, 12%. Wow. The thing about the Instagram engagement rate is they literally intentionally cut that down to protect their ad product so that people have to pay for it. And by people, we mean big companies with billions to spend. Dropped out of high school. And then she founded coffee. You gotta pivot. Gotta pivot. Gotta pivot. Gotta pivot. We talked earlier about the we talked earlier about the thumbnail that they put on the article. Ain't looking too much like, anyway. We ain't got to do all that. All right. Iraqi. Okay. In a mostly white Baptist neighborhood. Makes sense. Started wearing makeup as a comfort because she felt like a misfit. Yeah. Yeah. Turning your struggle into your strength. We love it. Financier. You got to dig into like the backstory or the read in between the lines on this story. First of all, shout out to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's frequently bullied for ethnicity. I wonder who was bullying her. We're gonna put some hotkeys on these scene transitions so we can give y'all the transitions you deserve. But even now, I struggle with that a little bit, and I think that's what probably motivates me so much. He's one of the earliest creators on this list, as she started her beauty blog in 2010. Wow. Way to stick with it. That led the then financier. Financier is somebody that gives people money. Person concerned with the management of large amounts of money on behalf of government. Ah, got you. So she was a money manager. That's where I got confused. I was like, how does she get enough money to be a financer? She's not a financer. She's a financier. Start booking clients in the midst of on cosmetic lines to the beauty. Launch with false lashes. The brand has expanded into skincare and all sports cosmetic goodies. I see a lot of people doing it backwards, right? And that they don't get the audience before they get the product. They get the product before the audience. I don't think there's a right way to do it. But just know that there's a bunch of different ways to get to the top. Up next, we got Rhett and Link. Nice to see some older people on the, and of course, Huda might, none of these people have ages. Anyway. First grade detention. North Carolina State University. Shout them out. They deliver sketch comedy. Highest paid YouTube stars list, earning $30 million in 2022. Show appearances, music sales, and endorsements. Okay, number 8. Get to our first. Now, the question, shout out to Huda, but we always rooting for everybody black. Especially everybody black American. But, we love Africans. We love the diaspora. With more than 146 million TikTok followers, and I don't know how to pronounce the name. I think it's KB. KB Lane is now the most followed TikToker in the world. Damn. Shout out Charlie. In 2022, Forbes 30 Under 30 Europe honoree creates comedy skits that mock overly complicated life hacks, all without saying a word. Yep. Lost his job as a factory worker in Italy at the onset of the pandemic. Shut up. That's really, guys, that's why you got to understand sometimes a kick out the door is just the boost you need to fly before you fall, man. Don't get discouraged if something unexpected happens, especially if you have a talent or a passion that you've been sitting on. A lot of times God will whisper at you, he'll whisper at you, and if you don't get on your ass, get off your ass and go do what you need to do, he'll kick you out and make you do it. It's not difficult to turn what seems like a setback into, the start of amazing opportunities. Now at 22, the Senegalese-born creator is becoming the face of Web3, signing a deal with cryptocurrency exchange Binance. Ooh, Binance and Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. If you know, you know. He also inked partnerships with soccer club PSG. Love it. Addison Rae, Jake Paul, yeah. I love, guys, if you ever see words you don't know, look them up, man. That's how you expand your vocabulary. Pugilist. Oh, a boxer. How to pronounce it?
Pugilist. Pugilist.
Wow. Pugilist. Are we already an hour into the stream? Oh my goodness, we gotta go. We gotta go. Patrick Starr. Shout out to black queer people. That's the Catch Me Outside girl. That's funny. What is she doing now? Made $49 million from OnlyFans? Wow. 50 mil off of OnlyFans ain't bad. Went from Dr. Phil to rap to OnlyFans. Can't be mad at it. All right. MKBHD. I just found him very recently as I started dabbling into this space. Okay. Don't have time to go through all 49 on the list. KSI, that's the first time I ever heard of him. He was boxing Jake Paul. Hilarious at the the composition of the list compared to the thumbnail. But we gotta move on. Gotta move on. Yeah, so check out the Twitter for the link to that. If you guys have any suggestions for creators that you think I would like or need to check out, always down to browse. And I think we gotta move on. Ciao. Not gonna have time to do the 13 black Twitch streamers you should be following. So we will get to that on another show. And then I'm thinking let's go ahead and go ahead and get into this Will Smith thing. I first tried to check out this article. Variety has a service called VIP Plus, which really is great if you are interested in the business side of entertainment. It's a lot of charts and graphs and nerd shit, but it really gets into like the business moves of what's going on in the entertainment industry from a database and substantial way. Just not ready to subscribe to it, and all of their articles are behind a paywall, but was able to find this reference in it. Despite eliminating Chris Rock, Will Smith's Hollywood comeback post-Oscar slap reportedly inevitable as he wins over a critical 18 to 34 age group. Not gonna lie, I did not react to the Will Smith thing the way it seemed everybody else did. I was not just wildly appalled by it. I didn't think that it was a low point for society or for entertainment. I think he played himself out of a bag, and I think that he affected his reputation and image. But I also think that it's hard to live under, Will Smith had an album a while ago, and he had a diss track called Mr. Nice Guy, and people just assuming that he was just this, sugary guy. And then I actually listened to his audiobook when it came out, and the Philly boy used to get down. But when all of this happened, I did not have the same reaction that everybody else did. So they've done a survey of 18 to 34 year olds, and from the looks of it, people are getting over it. Will Smith's extensive career seemed to have come to a sudden halt. I think motherfuckers that knew that it was more of like a pause and lay low than a halt. But again, this goes to just the different audiences and different demographics and the different ways that people perceive things. You talking about somebody's wife, right or wrong, you start talking. Let me get in your face. Right or wrong, you start talking about somebody's wife. What happens next is not predictable, right? People's kids, people's wife, and then people in threatening, insecure situations. You start running your mouth or doing little things in that situation, right or wrong, the outcome, the range of expectation of what the outcome could be is very, very broad. So I didn't think his career came to a sudden halt. Anyway. Slapping comedian Chris Rock. The slap, which was a retaliation to a joke made about his wife, resulted in a truckload of hate. Yeah. Man, that was all motherfuckers was talking about for damn near a month. And I also think just because we're in a sensationalist society where anything that happens, people want to make, as I'm doing right now, content about it. We got a ban from attending the academy for, god damn, they banned her for 10 years? Woo! On to the controversy. Will Smith was quite anxious about how his film Emancipation would be received. Slapped him right before he did a slave movie. That's wild. He was worried that people involved in making the film would suffer the consequences. However, according to a report, this does not seem to be the case. Variety, in their VIP Plus program. Variety, holla at me with the subscription, man. Reported that according to a mid-December survey by Mara Group and Blue Omnibus, fans in the age group 18-34 have not given up on the actor, as they said that they now see Will in a different and better light. Ooh, not better. Since the slap brought Smith to a whole other level of media attention, I don't know about that. Maybe in recent times, there's a chance that people are more inclined towards giving his movies a chance. Apple Plus said they're more satisfied with how Emancipation. This is why I wanted the Variety article, because I wanted to get into like what the data was and get into like what the actual survey questions was. Anytime you see somebody talking about, surveys and analysis, it's always great if you can to see what questions are they asking, how is the survey being conducted. That's why I appreciate how Forbes laid out the methodology for listing the top creators. This looks like it just goes into what the Emancipation movie is about. Listen, I'm just over slave movie. That's just not, my stilo right now. Last slave movie that I saw that like I really think great was Amistad. And Amistad fucking traumatized me, man. My mama had me watching that shit at a young age. And there's a scene on there where they were taking advantage of the black women on the boat. Like to this day, like I see that scene in my head. But it's, it's a good movie. I don't at this stage in my life, slave movies are not my thing. But give us free will always be a line stuck in my head. Let's check this out, man. Around the time, and this is just talking about the difference in how different people view similar incidents, talking about the different demographics. Are we frozen? Got a little freeze going. There we go. We're back on track. Just talking about how different demographics view different stuff, right? Right around the time that everybody was really upset that the slap was happening, Will Smith Revolt put out this video kind of examining whether Chris Rock was right or wrong. Let's take a look at this and see what they're talking about here.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
A joke that went horribly bad given Jada's journey with her hair and the autoimmune condition alopecia, which she hasn't been shy about sharing.
Y'all know I've been struggling with alopecia, and just all of a sudden one day, look at this line right here. Look at that.
When I first heard,
first of all, just right there. At the time I did not know that Jada had alopecia. I thought she had just cut her hair, which might have been foolish for me to think, because I know hair is sensitive for women. I know black women in particular, their hair is just so scrutinized by everybody and at every level. For me to think that she shaved it bald, I'm used to, black women in my life or in my circle or, whatever, to the big chop or, motherfucker go through a breakup and they cut their hair. Not used to seeing it shaved bald, so I don't know why I thought that. But even now, being in that situation as husband, where your wife whom you love is going through this, and even though she's being public about her journey, probably to try to encourage other people, you don't know what conversations they done had, in the sad and difficult moments, and how he's had to watch her wrestle and struggle and deal with that, and probably questions around her, beauty and acceptance and things like that. Just knowing that she was going, I can imagine being that man in that scenario, Let's continue.
Heard the joke. I think my reaction was more so to how Jada responded initially. Like there was like a physical type of like eye roll. Alopecia is a disease. It's a symptom of an autoimmune disorder. And so I was definitely shocked by the actual reaction of Will, but also understood that there's a level of loss and pain that's associated with that disease that we're not privy to.
I was in the shower one day and then just handfuls of hair.
I think that's the thing. And in the black community, I do not think that we were as upset at Will as the rest of the world was. I don't know if some of us were upset at all, because your job is to protect your family. As the husband, as the man, if you believe in traditional gender roles, right? And maybe this is toxic masculinity, I don't know. But I still come from a belief and a background where part of my role to play in, this arrangement and this agreement is it's got to be some type of response for coming at my wife, coming at my family, because there's a such thing as emotional damage. Emotional, psychological damage can be just as impactful as physical damage. It is possible that the emotional damage to Jada was greater than the physical damage to Chris. Now, Chris also went through some emotional damage, and we're going to see what he's talking about on this Netflix special coming out, because I'm definitely going to watch it. But I know a lot of the conversations we were having, with black people, you're not going to be too hard on somebody for protecting their wife and protecting their family. Now, what was the right way to do that? Should it have been done in front of, the entire crowd? What is one black man's obligation towards another? We weren't asking that about the Chris Rock joke, so I don't know. There are cultural distinctions between what is acceptable from a verbal standpoint and then where physicality becomes expected or necessary.
Just in my hands, and I was just like, oh my God, am I going bald?
This might be somebody's breaking point. This might not be a time where, hey, I think it's funny. You're talking about my family, you're talking about my last name, you're talking about my legacy, and you're trying me as a man.
Black hair! Would you like to buy some black hair?
That's what's...
Chris Rock, the same guy who made...
That's what's wild. This the same guy that did a whole blockbuster documentary about black hair and about the relationship with their hair and black women and society, and why to this day so many black women are compelled. Now they'll tell you of their own interest. I still think that there are societal implications. all this goddamn wigs and weaves and everything that black women are. I think it's because of social pressure, internalized social pressure that they, reinterpreted. But this the same man that did that documentary that's making these jokes, which, a joke is a joke. You got to be able to take a joke. I thought it was bad taste. I didn't like it. But again, the response to it, I know you talk about mine, it's going to be a response. And not talk about mine is going to be a response, and not going to the Oscars for a decade, which that shit probably going to get rescinded anyway. We'll take that. That's worth my wife knowing that I got her back. I tell you, I had one experience where when I was younger, I was not the protector for a woman that was under my care at the time that I aspire to be. And I live with that, a decade later to this day. And having to go to sleep at night knowing that you didn't live up to your expectations as a man, or what we've been taught a man is, that I now believe is a worse alternative than dealing with the outcome of handling what you got to handle. Now, when you're dealing with putting hands on somebody, or even more than that, consequences can get wild, especially if the police and the legal system get involved, and you do have to be prepared to fight that battle. So learn the laws, learn the legal system. You are able to get your money up, get money for lawyers. But where I'm at in my life now, dealing with that path is a better alternative than having to sleep every night for the rest of my life knowing that I wasn't who I want to be as a man.
Whole documentary about black hair and how black people's hair, especially black women, is their glory. There's a lot of racism behind it, a lot of discrimination behind it. This is a lot of self-esteem issues behind it. And then you felt that it was okay at the first time that the Oscars ever was all black production, that I'm gonna make fun of a black woman.
When it comes to our hair is really rooted in a lot of historical experiences. I mean, we go from the slave trade, our heads being shaved immediately, and so it being so tied again to our identity. And then as black women, how our hair has been under attack and how we are accepted in society, and to know that that standard has always been a Eurocentric white standard, that when it comes to
even
those,
to the point and
those about, jokes, I feel that
the policing of black hair, we just now 2021 2022 are passing laws that protect black hair in the professional workplace as not being seen unprofessional. I tell you right now, I got locks. I'm locked up. I got braid. I mean, shit, I can show you. I ain't give a fuck. My shit look good right now. In a couple weeks, I got locks under here. Part of having black hair and keeping it what our standard of neat and professional is you have to keep it wrapped up a lot. Especially like I was telling y'all earlier, I be in the gym heavy. So you got to keep your hair wrapped up. It is still considered unprofessional in more conservative environments to have your hair wrapped up at work. So, we still dealing with this, to this day. I'm putting this shit back on because my loctician straight up told me, said, "Hey, bro, you in the house, you need to have your hair wrapped up." You know what I mean? I'm gonna show y'all more and more, but right now we preserving this style.
It continues to perpetuate that attack against black women.
I can see why Will was upset, because not only is it you're making fun of our woman in front of the world, in front of all these other cultures, it's my wife.
I totally understood it. But in this particular instance, as well in other instances when it comes to comedians, you know, when you say things for a laugh, they're typically at someone else's expense unless you're talking about your own life. And so, you know, sometimes there's consequences for that.
I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
Not only have I dealt with clients that have alopecia, I myself have dealt with alopecia in the past, as well as my sister. But dealing with it when it comes to, you know, my clients, in a lot of cases, I'm their last hope or their last resort, where they've tried to cover it with wigs. You know, they've tried to slick their hair down. They've tried everything. And so by the time they come see me, in most cases, where alopecia is the issue, you know, they're at their wits' end and they're looking at me to help them find a solution, something that would make it bearable for them to see themselves.
The pain of this form of hair loss is that there's no cure. And so for Black women, when it comes to losing their hair and not having the choice of whether they shave their heads or go bald or choose to wear a wig, it's a very painful experience that requires a lot of support.
The internet has given people a platform that we gonna say what we want. We got the confidence, and even comedians. I get it, you're trying to be funny, but guess what? Everything is not a joke.
You gotta be able to take abuse. You gotta be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you gotta be able to have people disrespecting you. And you gotta smile and you gotta pretend like that's okay.
Joining us to talk more about this is psychologist and humanitarian Dr. Diamond White and author Tariq Nasheed. Thank you both for joining us. Now, given the recent Oscars talk, what about this is
and you gotta smile and disrespecting you. You gotta be able to take abuse. You gotta be able to have people talk crazy about you.
And I hope this cut is.
Even comedians.
I hope this cut is not non-sequential. This is what it's about right here. I can follow. It come up.
Thing is not a joke.
You got to be able to take.
Boom. Playing with me. They playing with me. They playing with me. They playing with me. No, I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this.
You got to be able to take.
Right there. When you love a woman and she's threatened or hurt, doing what you got to do, get this approving smile. You know, that's a driver. That's worth a little controversy.
Abuse, you got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay.
Joining us to talk more about this is psychologist and humanitarian Dr. Diamond White and author Tariq Nasheed. Thank you both for joining us. Now, given the recent Oscars talk, what are the different ways that Black people...
Listen, man, the show is running long today, but I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time. In here doing the thingy thing. But just don't have time to stay on this because we got to keep going, man. Up next, we'll check out the lovely Issa Rae segment they're calling creative review. And creative review is where we take a look at how creators have put together pieces of work and what goes into producing some of the entertainment and the content that, you know, people love to consume. This is a personal interest of mine as I am developing a studio and production company, and just very interested in seeing, you know, what it is. Not only their work, but other people's works. So this is Issa Rae and the director of the Photograph movie, Stella McGee. And again, you know, if I'm mispronouncing anybody's names right, please correct me. Let's see what they're talking about.
And it's like that line of, what if we're just who we are around in the moment?
Try that again.
Let's try that again.
Fumbled ass bars.
Hi, I'm Stella McGee, the writer, director of The Photograph.
And I am Issa Rae, one of the actresses in The Photograph. And this is Notes on a Scene.
I like Kanye,
yeah,
but I'm just concerned that he don't care about music no more.
He does not.
He don't care about us.
A valid. He does not care about us anymore. He cares about interior design. Like, when did you get into that? Like, I'm not trying to buy Kanye pillows, you know?
I wrote The Photograph about 5 years ago. It started off kind of with an idea when you wouldn't think of. It was my grandmother kind of being reunited with a daughter she had not seen in over 30 years. And I was experiencing what she was experiencing and ended up flipping that into kind of a more romantic love. As things started picking up to get it made, I had just done an episode of Insecure with Issa, and we seemed to like each other.
I really liked her. She was like a trash person, but I really liked her.
And like Issa was hard to deal with, but she was fun to drink with, so there was a compromise. No, I got to see the nuances of all of her performances. And so when we were getting closer to Greenlight, she's the first person I thought of and sent it to you.
I was like, oh, and read it immediately.
You're a fast reader.
Thank you so much. That's a compliment. And was honored that she thought about me for it. I was like, oh, where's the best friend character? Because she's thinking of me for that.
The scene that we're breaking down is kind of your first date with Lakeith, or Michael, as he is called in this movie. We shot it at Indochine in New York City. We were really looking for something that felt layered and storied.
I was eyeing the food the whole time. When we do this thing, I'm going to show you
good
all
there.
the dishes.
We didn't
You
go
gonna
eat
that?
there?
No, we didn't go eat
We can
there.
go when we go back to New York.
False promises.
Yeah. It's funny because with Indochine, like I was looking for the place and my production designer kept telling me about this place and I kept being like, I don't think it's right. And and he was like, please, let's just go see it. And when I walked in, it was the color palette of our film, like these jewel tones, these dark greens, and the deep green
lights right here.
The lights, everything about it is so rich. Even the plants and stuff, it kind of added to the pastoral vibes of kind of connecting to Louisiana. It was kind of based on a real date that I'd had. It was this really great booth date. And I just kept thinking of this booth and you guys really getting to know each other and being kind of really close in proximity. I mean, I loved the back booth, and even though putting you back there didn't add kind of depth behind you. We had this amazing, this amazing mirror back here.
I remember moving a lot of just like, no, it's not right here.
Right.
It's here. We
tried
got
it
to
a
this
few,
spot.
yeah.
Yes.
And it was like amazing because I wanted you guys, the restaurant, to feel busy, but I wanted y'all to feel like you were alone and intimate and kind of only could see each other in the moment. And I really wanted to start kind of creeping in on their conversation, so we had kind of a long dolly track that kind of just pushed slowly in, kind of past all the patrons in the restaurant.
Drake,
okay. See, Drake, for me, Drake is like the homie. He's like a friend in school who you know.
And who knows us?
Had my mic off. I guarantee you, y'all missed my little segment about I wonder how many people are thinking about color palettes and how close you are sitting together on a date. I'm gonna go ahead and invest in some cue buttons so I don't have to keep kicking in this program. This shit funny.
You guys were ad-libbing because the scene wasn't really supposed to start till the camera stopped.
Oh yeah,
we
were
made
ad-libbing.
up this fun ad-lib about like Kanye pillows and interior design that I ended up keeping.
It was very much like true to our actual lives. I wasn't really acting there because I'm a Drake stan and Lakeith is a Kendrick stan, so
it was a real battle.
It was a real battle.
I thought that was like a fun way to kind of show chemistry because sometimes when you're on dates, you connect by arguing a little bit,
Very true. That
which is a little
flirtatious
immature.
banter.
But you're trying to be flirtatious. You're trying to like connect and have fun with each other, and a little debate can be very fun.
That debate shit can get out of hand, though. For real.
I just feel like everybody can't be a change in the world. Everybody can't do.
I ain't gonna spend too much time on this, but your boy Lakeith been in the news recently. I think the thing with celebrities, you don't know like the whole story. And so really we just get snippets and highlights and just rush to conclusions. And they had that man trending on Twitter like he a deadbeat dad, which he might be, but he also probably might not be. And I just hate how quick we are to run with negative narratives, particularly when it comes to Black men.
Okay, it's too ambitious.
As the date progresses, it's meant to get a little bit closer. So right now, you know, it went from kind of that wide to this, like, you know, closer shot of Lakeith where he's really getting in.
Look at his piercing ass eyes.
Lakeith's eyes are very soulful. That you can get caught up in them.
Oh,
I believe anything he says when he tells me it.
100% lying ass.
He's not a liar in this movie.
You're right.
I remember in the edit room going back and forth with my editor Shannon of that moment where he's like building up the courage to like get closer to you and wanting to see you both in the frame as that happened. And he kind of says the wrong thing, and then we kind of pop out.
It's just, I don't want to say the same thing that I've said to another woman. You know.
Are there a lot of other women?
No, there's a lot of first dates.
Yeah, I'm terrible at first dates.
Huh.
No, I just don't know whether to be vulnerable, aloof, funny.
I might have to watch this movie.
I don't know who that is.
I mean, this part is one of my favorite things. You're like trying to present the best version.
And I'm
of
not a
yourself on
rom-com
date
guy.
And figure out also what will kind of captivate him. And he was like, just be yourself. And it was such a simple thing to say, but it was such a moment where you said the most honest thing, like, who's that?
Yeah.
And that's why we're really close on you here. I think those little moments are when you realize, oh, he's kind of seeing me.
For May
And
to
using
like
the
not know
framing
who she is and to kind of just have this word vomit of self-deprecation
show
and
the
these
intimacy.
insecurities.
And he's so secure in his...
Like his face is
in
almost
his
like
discomfort.
off of
Yeah,
the screen.
very, very...
He's secure in his flaws. I
Yeah,
feel
exactly. Maybe I'm just a collection of rub dresses and Henday Wiley prints.
Like her face is like almost off the screen.
You know, I love
you know
hip
what I
hop,
mean?
so there's certain things like I would like to think of as bars in the movie.
Bars.
And it's like that line of, you know, what if we're just who we are around in the moment?
Try that again.
Let's try that again.
Fumbled ass bars.
It started good.
It started good. You ever wonder if we're just who we're around in the moment?
And I would think that it's important that we pay attention to who we surround ourselves with.
True.
There's such a fine line when you're doing romance of
Did
like
she write
what
this?
sounds profound and what sounds corny. But I was really, the way that you ended up saying, like, what if we're just around who we are in the moment? It was so soulful. Like, I was like, ooh. And you felt very vulnerable when you said it.
Good.
Wondering if it's not too early in the night to kiss you.
This was one of my favorite scenes to shoot.
Same. This was the big kiss
This was the big moment. We had to get it right. We scheduled the whole day for this scene. I had a whole playlist going. Do you remember?
I don't.
I brought my speaker. I had a playlist going. There was probably Drake on it.
There was. I do remember
You
now.
remember?
Okay, yes. It was a good playlist.
Yes. And it's the one day on set I've ever worn heels in my whole life.
Because you knew a photographer was coming.
Well, that
A
too.
set photographer.
But
That's what it was.
we did get a fire photo on this
did.
day.
We did.
No, I wanted to kind of dress up and be in the energy of a date and just wanted to kind of get in the mood with you guys and create.
We love it, 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 we love it. Cannot wait for my opportunity to be a director. And looking forward to see. Right. Also, if you want to check this out on the Twitter and see the full video for yourself. Posting a link for you to be able to do that. Break down. Super dope. Super. And cute. All right. Post that. And now, I think that time for us to take a little break. All right, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and then we are going to get into a little ratchet shit. Thanks for watching the 7 Show. Please, please, please stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. And I'll see you in a little bit. to say, I have been having a really, really great time doing the show tonight. Super excited about just the possibilities and the format. Super excited about having fun with it. And about the possibilities and about getting the show to where it is. Out where it can go. Okay. Up next, about to get into some real hip hop shit. Normally I try to sneak in a little freestyle for y'all, but we are already running over time, so we're gonna have to slow that down. We're gonna have to slow that down, and we're also gonna have to skip the life advice that we had. I'm sorry, I know y'all wanted to see what that polygamy topic was. That I had to be another day. And then, do we have time to do the Druski interview? Should we do the Druski interview? Let's do the Druski interview. All right, so we're gonna check out the Druski Breakfast Club interview. Very interesting. He did not make that Forbes list. And then we're gonna check out a freestyle cipher from the new Young Money signees, what it appears to be. And then we're gonna go ahead and get out of there, man. We're gonna call it a night. Having a good time. So, without further ado,
Ladies and gentlemen, Druski is joining us. Thank you. What up, Druski? No pressure, Druski, but this is the last day.
Like y'all don't give me the bullshit just because I'm the last one, though. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
You know why I'm glad you're here? Because you represent the now, but you also represent the future.
Yes.
And that's what the Breakfast Club is currently doing right now. We represent the now, but we moving into the future. So it's good to have you here, brother.
That's perfect.
How you feeling, brother?
I feel good, man.
I remember when the Breakfast Club was the end-all, be-all destination for black entertainers, for anybody that wanted to talk to black audiences. Like, it was it. It was the pinnacle of black media. And now I don't feel like that's the case anymore. And I can't necessarily pinpoint a reason why. I remember even like around the time Charlamagne did like the Gucci Man interview, there was just nothing else. It was the Breakfast Club and it was Charlamagne. I think now you got a bunch of different podcasts. I don't know if another radio outlet has kind of stepped into that spot, or another talk show. Probably the podcast are the biggest things. But not even talking about, you know, the new frontier of creators and influencers. Kai Cenat is becoming a stopping place that, you know, I can see becoming increasingly necessary for celebrities to hit. I don't know if the decline we would attribute to just the decline in radio, but I might have to do some more research on what's happened that the Breakfast Club is not the end all be all that it used to be. But still very big. You know, landing a Breakfast Club interview is still an amazing accomplishment, and it is something that's on my bucket list. Now I'm wondering if they'll be around when it's my time to finally get on the mic and on the stage. Neither here nor there.
Bless. I'm actually super excited I'm up here because I literally sat back and watched y'all for so long. It's like one of those moments where it's like, damn, I'm here, you know? Yeah.
You get a lot of money, Druski.
Nah,
you're getting a lot, Druski. Druski, stop by. First of all,
you see how they try to just pop it off?
One of your partners was a close friend of mine, Hovain.
Oh yes.
God bless him.
Hovain, yeah.
Was he your manager? Or?
Yeah, at one point we worked together. Yeah, we not towards.
Rest in peace, Hovain. the other thing about that Forbes list, which is why you got to check yourself when you be talking reckless about people's pockets, they did say that that list was based off of 2021 numbers. So Druski might really be touching the bag right now. I mean, of course, you don't have to make the Forbes list to be touching the bag. And who am I, sitting in my home that I pay for by myself? Who am I sitting in my home to be talking about another man's pocket? So that's not even super kosher anyway. But he may very well be on the 2023 Forbes creators list, as it's based off of the earnings from 2022.
The end of it, because business is business, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah. So, but nah, he was a great guy though.
So I'm fully aware that you're getting money, Druski.
Oh man.
Goodness gracious.
What makes you say that?
I mean, your outfit, your chain, and plus I see you on commercials.
This was a gift though.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm not just out here buying chains.
Who gave you that?
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, we'll talk. I don't want to, put it out there. But yeah, it's a gift though.
So let's start from the beginning. How did it all get started? You went to Georgia Southern University.
Yes.
Now, and you wanted to be in sports broadcasting.
Druski went to Georgia Southern?
I think I just wanted to be on TV, man. It wasn't really about doing sports broadcasting. It was just like something I knew.
Hold up, because I gotta help the people out. If you in the Atlanta area, it's fucking never mind. Of course, we love Georgia Southern too. You know who I was thinking about? Who I got these people confused with, and that's why they say state, not Southern. I was thinking about these damn Panthers. My bad. They're gonna be on my ass for that one.
Who I could go to school for to entertain. I didn't know. I knew my parents wanted me to go to school, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna figure out a way to stay in school and do some cool shit,
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the go-to just to do that though. But I ended up doing what I really wanted to do now,
How did you make that pivot?
Dropping the fuck out of high school. I mean, dropping out of high school, dropping out of college.
I think that's the thing, man. Doing what other people want you to do is it's a detour and it's a delay. I knew that I wanted to be in entertainment early, and finally made it into the industry. Not even talking about this with my regular day job. But I went to school for political science and was going to go to law school and try to get into politics and stuff like that, which, you guys know my story. You got to follow your passions and you got to follow your actual gifts. First of all, because it's direction from God. But second, because you're going to end up doubling back to do that shit anyway. And you just delaying your path, man. You just delaying the route that you're going to take to get where you're going anyway. So, not surprised to hear that that's his story. Not at all.
So what year did you drop out?
I think I did 1 year at GGC, which is like a close school to where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to Georgia Southern, and I did like half a semester.
Damn.
And just stopped going to classes, just all in general.
Let's talk about that mindset. Like, I mean, I never went to college, period. But so, what made you realize that you know what, college isn't the move for me?
I think, bro, just going up, those classes are so big. You don't even have like a real, like connection with none of the teachers. I think when I
which is
started
not
off
the
at
case
smaller
at Davidson.
school,
Shout out to
cool because
Davidson.
I still knew people where I was from.
And honestly, by the time I got to Howard, it was not the
each
case
other,
at Howard.
It felt like high
Shout
school.
out to Howard.
Again, it's another year of high school. You get up to those big colleges, I thought it was about to be like a party. You know what I'm saying? You watch movies like ATL or Drumline and stuff, and you see like kind of like the college type of, you like, okay,
right.
All right. And I thought it was gonna be like that, but nah, man. I went all the way out there to that party school, and I ended up hating it, bro. I didn't like. Yeah, nah.
What made you hate it?
Just it just wasn't. I went out there for other reasons. I went out there thinking this is like the lifestyle I could live. Like, yeah, this is the real college lifestyle, and I ended up just hitting me in the mouth with it. Like,
What you thought it was
a
going to
good
be, like
moment, though.
partying and women? What you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I wanted that, man. I wanted a real college experience because when you go to those small colleges, you don't get that. It's just like I said, like it's high school again. So I was like, okay, I'm going to step out here.
Big facts.
I'm trying to get my
Especially
deal
go to a school that got like 200 black people.
I needed that, though, because I ended up figuring out that I wanted to be a comedian when I didn't go to class that other semester.
So basically, you went to college and was like, "Damn, we still got to do work."
Yeah. It's actually worse because the teachers don't give a crap about you.
Nah,
The teachers, you even got to show up.
You got to do your work.
Yeah,
And if you don't, you fail.
walk in. It's a lecture. It's 1,000 people sitting in here. They don't care who you are. You walk, man. Listen, man. It ain't.
It's funny. He went to a small school that had.
I was going to say, let's go back.
He went to a school that
let's
had
go back before high school.
1,000-person lectures.
You just don't start being funny. Like I can watch you and tell this guy is naturally funny.
Right. Considers that small to me. That's a big
You
school.
had to be the class clown, a disruptor in school, something.
Yeah, I was always the class clown, man, since I was like in elementary school. But I didn't know that's what I wanted. I wanted to do that, but I didn't know it was like a real profession that could like be my career.
Right.
You know, so like I'm young and I used to go to second, third grade and I used to ask kids, be like, who do you think the funniest in our class is? And they'd be like, oh, you're so funny, man. Like, you know, I thought that was like the cool thing. So every year, like my goal was like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm the funniest in this whole grade. Like I want everybody to agree that I'm the funniest. So it's just.
I think that's the crazy thing about the school system, and that in a lot of ways it's a one-size-fits-all model. So these unique talents that are honestly not conducive to getting 30 adolescents or 30, you know, whatever the age group is to move in an orderly and systematic way will be people's true passions, which is why, you know, if you're a parent and you got kids that seem to have a penchant for something, even if the way they're expressing it might seem disruptive or outside of the norm, you gotta find ways to build on that, encourage that, and research what kinds of careers exist in that path of how people make money. And the beauty of just the world today with the internet, especially in American developed countries, but just with the internet, period. Anything, man, you can make money off of. And there's something about watching people that are passionate and really, really good at anything that people will pay for, right? If you can be the best marbles maker, you know, people passion and talent and dedication is infectious and contagious, and it's like a drug. That's why we like watching the best basketball players in the world, or the best orators, or the best writers. We like conceiving their work. Just consuming somebody else's passion and dedication is something that always will be in demand. If you can find that for yourself, or, you know, for your kids, don't squash that. Don't keep trying to force people to be all the same and go down the same paths, man. Be willing to, you know, encourage the gifts and the fires that God has put in people.
Something small I would put in the back of my head, but I never thought I would really end up making it a career, honestly. I just didn't think too deep into it. But I definitely have always been a class clown, man.
What did you do back in the day that you realized, like, okay, when you think about it now, like, I went too far back then?
All them ass whoopings, man. My dad was whooping my ass.
Really?
Let me talk about you went too far. What did you go too far on?
What did I go too far on? What, in elementary school?
Yeah, like prank-wise.
So let me give you an example.
But the trauma, I'd rather hear about the trauma from the ass whooping.
Well, let me give you an example. So Charlamagne
it
used to make fun of this kid that was mentally challenged.
Oh, man.
Right? And he would make fun of this kid all the time.
Yep.
Until one day, the kid turned around and beat Charlamagne's ass.
He didn't beat my ass. He choked me. It's a difference. He put me in a dope fiend. He put me in the sleep.
You know they strong, though.
What?
Hey, I'm telling
Druski?
you. No, they strong.
You have no idea.
Yeah, you got to see how they built. They stature built.
Right.
They always got big booties. So you should know. Hey, I'm telling you. That's why I never did that. They used to go into the bathroom. Wilding out when I was in elementary and middle school. You know. Yeah. Go ahead. Say what you saying.
No, that's it. But I will say this. The reason I'd say you probably wasn't wilding out like you thought you was, our parents, man, the way I don't know what year you was born, but I was born in 1978. The way we was raised, them ass cuttings we used to get, that was them projecting their trauma on us sometimes.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't deserve to get beat with no extension cord.
I think you might have.
Extension cord?
Yeah, he might have deserved it.
My dad was old school like that too, though.
I caught a couple of them extension cord whoopings. I think that's the thing too, is like you know, now in my early 30s, I don't have any kids, but just like imagining being responsible for the care and development of another person and hanging out with and bowling with and partying with and dating and fucking some of these people that do have kids, motherfuckers don't know what they doing. And everybody just doing the best they can. And, you know, if you don't have a good handle of that fear or that anger or like really developing yourself, the stuff that you put on your kids ain't got shit to do with your goddamn kids. It just be you. It just be you just you know, projecting. So that's a good call out from Charlamagne. I hated the disability detour that they took, but you know, business is business.
He used all types of
He tried to light his house on fire. Like
That's not what happened. Druski, he's lying.
Oh, man.
That's not what happened.
What's the reason?
I was in my room just playing with a lighter. I wasn't trying to light nothing on fire. I was just playing with the lighter. That's
what
like.
happened?
Is it noticeable that Angela Yee is not there? Are we missing her input from the interview? Has there been any news on her replacement?
Nothing. Like I would light the carpet, put
Nothing.
it out, light the carpet.
That's not
So it was just sparks.
Like, have you ever said, you know what? Let me try to light my carpet.
Yeah, but I did stupid stuff too, like that. Like I was big on the stupid stuff, like putting I put a paper clip in a outlet, and it like blew up on me in my face, for real. And yeah, I did a little stupid stuff.
How long
like
you been suicidal?
No, I was not. What?
How old?
When people used to tell me, yo, don't do that, I'm like, I need to figure out the reason why. Why is everybody tripping if you put something in the outlet? Like, yo, I see plugs going there all the time. I got to see what's the reason behind that. So just stupidity, man. Yeah.
So when did you twist and turn to doing skits online? Like, what was that first turn?
I think my mom was a big factor behind all that, man. My mom is hilarious. She honestly is a character herself, and she would joke around and play in character sometimes in real life. Like when I was like maybe 5-6 years old, we would be getting ready for bed, me and my brother, and she would come in there and like we're asking like, "Mommy, can I get water? Mommy, can you tuck me in? Mommy?" She'd be like, "Oh yes, I'm master. Well, I guess that for you. You know, I wouldn't want to look you in your eyes if you know." I used to be like, "Yo, what is wrong with this?" Like, but we'd be dying laughing, like, and then we end up just falling asleep because we just laughing, and she just go over top. But she definitely inspired a lot of the the characters and just me playing around and having fun. I think she always would record everything I did for a reason. I didn't know until now. I look back and I'm like, she was influencing a lot of this stuff, man. Yeah.
You one of the people who use the internet the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you've used it to,
And that's something that, I haven't even thought about just in like the age of raising kids with phones. Always having them on camera and always recording everything, the pros and the cons of that. That's something that never even like tapped into my dome, you know what I mean?
Build a career for yourself that has actually turned into, a career. So what was like your first breakout moment online, you think?
Man, I was doing so much during the pandemic. The pandemic was a great time for me because everybody was like tuned into
the pandemic.
Anything. So I took over like the whole pandemic. I was doing
if
skits about
this
these white
is
boys
like
I went to
a
college
fucking
with.
like superhero movie or like a sci-fi movie, the pandemic is the big bang from Static Shock that produces the Bang Babies. It's the event from the Umbrella Academy that produces all of the kids with the superpowers. It was so much going on in the pandemic in terms of just forcing people to like shift and reevaluate life, bro. If you went through that pandemic and didn't come to some type of either revelation of your superpowers or further development of your superpowers, bro, I feel bad for you. And I encourage you not to wait until the next world crisis to get on your shit. But man, that season, even for me, like even in growing the company, I built the studio during the pandemic. The pandemic was really it was terrible. A lot of pain, a lot of death, a lot of poverty. But in so many ways, man, it was really, really a blessing. It was a double-edged sword, and I hope that people don't waste a good crisis. You know, you might be having a pandemic in your personal life or your personal community, man. Don't waste a good crisis. That's really a time when just so much growth and progress happens. That's crazy that we just hear story after story after story
where I would do this frat
about
boy,
how the pandemic
character that I would
changed people's lives.
Stuff, like that people could relate to and find it funny. You know, yeah, we took over during the pandemic. That was a good time for me. Not healthy, but yeah.
And what was your first big break? Like the first time people seen you? Because after the pandemic, everything went off. You did commercials. You were doing tours. You were doing everything. So what was
you
your
on tour
first
now?
big-
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, man, coulda, woulda, shoulda tour, brother. Go get y'all tickets. I think the first big opportunity I was handed was Drake's "Laugh Now, Cry Later" video. That was a really, really big moment for me.
He reached out to you?
Yeah, he did.
The DM?
And it was really early on too, man. But I knew he was watching because he would laugh at certain stuff in the videos and stuff, and I was like, okay, that's crazy. And he reached out, asked for my number, and then we had a couple conversations. Next thing you know, he was like, yo, I need you to come to Oregon at the Nike headquarters, and we're gonna shoot this video. I got this concept, and I was just like, I didn't even, I was speechless. I didn't even know what to say,
Did you think it was really him when he hit you, or did you think it was somebody fake?
Nah, I knew it was him. because he's one of those people that like tapped in. He don't really let a whole bunch of people run his stuff. I knew it was him.
How much does one charge for that? Because you young in the game.
Yeah.
You probably just want the opportunity, so you probably not even think about it.
Drake calls us free.
Yeah, no. It wasn't. I think it was off the love, but also, they threw me something. It was a good check.
But see, the reason I brought that up is because a lot of times people don't recognize opportunity unless there's a paycheck attached to it. To me, that would just have been a great opportunity that I would have took.
Yeah. But see, I sacrificed a lot of other stuff during that time. Like I would go and do a whole bunch of stuff for free that I knew was a great opportunity. Like before Jack Harlow blew up, I went on tour with him for free.
Okay.
Like, and literally because he was just like, yo, I can bring you on and you can host before I go up on stage, which was like small shows at the time. He was like, we only got one slot on the bus, so you can't bring none of your friends. I have no money. I don't have a budget to give you to come out. He was like, honestly, this could just help you just get experience on stage. And I was like, all right, bet.
Dope.
And I was like, broke. Like, I couldn't even pay my rent at the time. And I was like, I'm going. Like, it don't matter. He was like, I can pay for your meals, and we'll just figure it out. And that was one of those moments as well. That was just like sacrifices, just.
How long y'all on tour?
Almost 2 months, I think.
Wow. Whoa.
All right, not gonna be able to finish it because we just running on time. It's just been such a fun show. Let's go ahead and get into this freestyle cipher, and then we're gonna end on a good note. And I'm gonna holler at y'all, man.
Season AB for bringing the buzz on I-95 to check out my team. This is a privilege. This is an honor. It is skills over politics, and I now present to you the Young Money Cipher.
Huge freestyle fan, man. I feel like it's one of the lost arts or one of the dying arts in hip hop. Of course, being able to come off the dome, but just the ability to like rock a mic. So very excited to see what the new Young Money is bringing to the game. Get into it.
It's a pleasure for us to be able to present them to y'all.
What's poppin'? Y'all know what it is. Your boy Mac Main. Young
Mac
Money.
Main.
My youngins just killed it, you heard me? We got Yaj in the building. New Orleans stand up. Drizzy P. What's poppin', baby? Philly stand up. Jay Jones. New Orleans stand up again. Holly Grove stand up. You know what it is. Mellow Rags. Broward stand up. Euro Prob stand up. Now we on I-95 with balls, baby. You know what I'm saying? Young Money forever.
I remember when, like, oh my goodness, this is giving me like just a throwback. I remember when the first Young Money came out, and that was the crew, and it was like, who was it? It was Twist, it was Chucky, it was Mac Main, it was like a light-skinned guy named like Thugga, Gunna, of course, Drake and Nicki Minaj. I remember the Bedrock controversy. They had the chick with the nose ring that I don't know if she ever had a project that came. I'm sure she had a project that came out. I don't remember her having a project. I just remember seeing her like on weird like show or some shit. This would be a crazy hip hop trivia question. Oh, Tiger. How I forget about Tiger? That's like naming all the original Young Money motherfuckers. Kind of like naming every member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Here we go. Wayne, Gutter. Nicki Drake. Look at the young Drake. Mac Main, Chucky, Twist, Chanel. Yeah. And Jay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Who is the? I guess it's really is Drake, Nicki Minaj, and then Tyga would be the Young Money starting three, right? And then of course you got Wayne, but Wayne, Wayne Cash Money to be real. All right, that's interesting.
Yo, C's, I ain't gonna hold you. I like the fact that we always able to present new faces to the hip hop community. So today, this episode was pretty dope for me. You know, the industry's been through so many different eras. Yeah. We had the Rough Rider era, Rockefeller era, G-Unit era, Dipset era. Dipset. Now we got to the Young Money era, right? Which was a legendary run.
Young Money was crazy.
It was a crazy run.
It's getting crazier though. I think it's getting crazier.
Definitely. I feel like
what era are we in right now?
So,
what's the crew that's just crushing it right now in hip hop? QC is big. Gotta be QC, right? QC the only people I can think of. Griselda is doing their thing on like the underground tip. Are hip hop crews even a thing right now, man? Check this. Top record labels in hip hop right now. Dreamville, but Dreamville, they got good artists, but I don't know if they making like that noise, like just taking shit over noise, like Young Money did, or like Rockefeller did. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. I don't know who's on OVO. Or even like, it's gotta be QC. It's gotta be QC. Ain't what I'm looking for. They just got I hear a lot of shit with 300. Then of course, Rock Nation, but that's like a management. Of course, Griselda. And of course, the thing now is one artist can make more money than your whole roster. Oh, CMG. CMG got a lot of, between QC and CMG. I don't even know if people understand, like, Youngster, Moneybag, 42 Doug, ESTG, that Glorilla pickup was huge. Rest in peace to Takeoff. Gotta be QC. Gotta be QC. City Girls, Quavo, Offset, Duke Deuce, Cardi. QC without a doubt. Hands down. Then 21 Savage is independent. Or it's 21 Savage. Slaughter Gang Epic. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to all the hip hop crew.
It's only right we're the ones to present these artists to the fans. and see what they, see if they could carry that torch.
I think they got it, bro.
It's a heavy torch.
I think they got it.
Thanks for the intro. Appreciate it. I hope. Last thing, and I'm gonna let these people get to talking. We didn't got to a place in hip hop where like now when I see somebody about to freestyle, I low key be like preemptively disappointed. These motherfuckers just don't doing it no more. I grew up on rap shit. I grew up on like the basement with Big Terror. I grew up with like you had to be able to hop on a mic and rock it. You know what I'm saying? Drake is killing it, but I remember the flack that Drake took for getting on there and like rapping off of that Blackberry. And it just seems like today, you got LA Leakers, you got Flex, you got a couple people that still like are trying to keep the freestyle thing alive. But cats is getting on there and they not even like, you used to have to be able to kill a live mic, even if it wasn't off the top of the dome, which, is really a thing of the past. But as they're tuning this up, I feel myself preemptively being ready to think that they ain't got no fucking bars. And I hope I'm wrong, and I hate that I'm even like coming into it with that spirit and with that energy. But, it is what it is, man. Because we got to keep it real about is without further ado.
Check. Moolah.
Oh Lord, Jetson made another.
Hey, look. 2 in the morning, my mind is on you. 4 in the morning, it still hasn't moved. Somebody close to me want me to lose. They don't know I win, they win too. At least when I go, I ain't leaving the debt. Due to inflation, I'm good on respect. My favorite ad-lib has always been checked. If I go now, you gon' always be next. I got a thing for the thing that go put it when it's cashing it, popping my shit. Look, I'm sorry, I'm passionate. Kill me or die. It ain't no point of flashing the secret compartment that's holding the stash in it. Glass full of wine and it's holding the passing it. Just try to show my little homie a watch and he asked why that shit wasn't busted. OG just pulled out he ain't beefing a while, man, that shit might be rusted. I never trust no one else in the world, so why in the world you think I could be trusted? I'm really him, make no mistakes, keeping it humble, that's how I was raised. Dio just told me he had a few plates. I asked the wolves if they already ate. Cool with some hoes cause they know where you stay. Way too raw, she numb in the face. Pure white, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All white, just like this, I dig it. We was surviving, I'd rather be living. You gotta be dead just to know how I'm feeling. I'm saving my people, the ops, I'm a villain. And word to my mother, I'm touching $1 billion. No splits, want no whiff. Look at them active. What is the caption? Yeah. Passing the pack in, Jordan the packs in. Yeah. Johnny Travolta the pockets, I'm getting them grease. Cut off the leash. How you gon' fuck with my Zen and still want a piece? I need my piece. She don't got social, she bad and nobody can see. She a release. Got a $150 and you see the scar on the cheek. Mark of the beast, harder to please. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I let it freeze, and I got needs, and I turn into weed. I let it breathe. If she skis, ain't even blessing to sneeze. I let it freeze, yeah. I just get wavy, then I go dive in that water like Navy. Moolah.
From a production standpoint, I wish that they had put the name of the artist on the screen so that we can know who it is that's rapping and that's associated with it. We're gonna give that one a no comment. I feel like he started off good. Mellow Racks.
First off, I'm focused on figures, so don't ask me about you and your nigga. I don't want him, he don't want you, but I don't know why I keep posting my pictures. They know it's racks, back from the dead. Shout out to God and them niggas that try. I know some bitches sitting in my likes right now. I was wishing I died, but understand, God had a plan. So I wipe my ass with 100. Let's talk about how I'm booked and I'm busy. Let's talk about how these niggas can't hit me. Let's talk about how they tight and they chest about me. And they pushing on 50. It's giving blind whenever you hoes get mad. You start to calling me ugly. Little confused, but who give a fuck? I got a semi for all of the bullies. I buy a Rari or a Lamb. For them, I charge them to get in this pussy. Let's take a vote. People done spoke. People done chose. They calling me champ. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get rid of me. Realize these niggas ain't kidding me. How she get signed, she just started rapping. I know they hate my ability. No disrespect, Elizabeth is dead, but the queen of bras still alive. Bitches don't stop with the gossip. Fuck all your rumors and lies. I'm in Bottega, dripping in flavor. This some shit I can't pronounce. I never fuck a rap nigga again in my next man. I wanna announce. Tell Mac, man, I'm back, man. I really caught me a lick. Next time you look at the shade room, I'ma be dating your bitch. Yeah, yeah.
I think another thing that's y'all ain't even had a screen on. We'll run it back so y'all can see it if you really want to. I think the thing about rocking mics live too, the new rapid pace like lyrical style ain't necessarily as conducive to it. But also, you got to be able to rock a mic where the mic quality, the sound quality ain't the best, and still be able to cut through, the mic and the wires. And just the thing about like performances is you got to have enough skill and energy to know that it's gonna get through and be impactful after every level of dilution that it has to go through. Because going through the mic, it dilutes it. Going through the cord, it dilutes it. Going through the internet, it dilutes it. Going through the camera, it dilutes it. It just gets diluted. So you got to put enough from the beginning to power through that by the time it hits the viewer, it's smacking them in a positive way. And might be a lost start. Only reason we playing it again is because she the only woman in the crew, and we're going to make sure that we look out for the women. But I would have let y'all skip that one. I ain't gonna lie.
First off, I'm focused on figures, so don't ask me about you and your nigga.
Because we already heard a little bit. Branding is so important, right? As somebody who like really, really loves, I ain't just necessarily you got to be like a lyrical miracle, Talib Kweli, Eminem, Black Thought motherfucker. Even though I do love them, I'm a Dolphin. I'm a big Dolph head. The packaging of some of these people, you can tell you have a good expectation of what's finna come out.
I don't want him, he don't want you, but I don't know why I keep posting my pictures. They know it's racks, back from the dead. Shout out to God and them niggas that try. I know some bitches sitting in my likes right now. I was wishing I died, but understand, God had a plan. So I wipe my ass with 100. Let's talk about how I'm booked and I'm busy. Let's talk about how these niggas can't hit me. Let's talk about how they tight and they chest about me. And they pushing on 50. It's giving blind whenever you hoes get mad. You start to calling me ugly, little confused, but who give a fuck? I got a semi for all of the bullies. I buy a Rari or a lamb. For them, I charge them to get in this pussy. Let's take a vote. People done spoke, people done chose. They calling me champ. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get rid of me. Realize these niggas ain't kidding me. How she get signed and she just started rapping. I know they hate my ability. No disrespect, Elizabeth is dead, but the queen of brows still alive. Bitches don't stop with the gossip. Fuck all your rumors and lies. I'm in Bottega, dripping in flavor. This some shit I can't pronounce. I never fuck a rap nigga again in my next man. I wanna announce. Tell Mac, man, I'm back, man. I really caught me a lick. Next time you look at the shade room, I'ma be dating your bitch. Yeah, yeah.
I kind of want him to change the beat up a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah. Mullah, you hear me? Yeah.
Oh Lord, Jetson made another one.
Got a voice in my head that gets hearing aids. I heard what you said, make your couple grave. Like if us lemons, we eliminate. Chalk out the witness and draw him a grave. Put two in his head, double horns in his head. Serving a snake trap, working like slaves. Kidnap the plug, then work him like slaves. Get closer, got a per can with a cape. I know we got beef, so I'll buy me a plate. Shots at his face, tomato paste. I came out the.
I lie, bro. This shit hard to listen to. It's just hard to listen to because everybody just sound the fucking same, bro. It's like, this shit, this shit, this shit, this shit, you know. And let me say this. Because it's very easy to sit in this studio and critique people that are, going on stage and doing the work. Like I understand like the difficulty of putting in that work. This is not to be disparaging or to take bad shots at people. I yearn for the return of the game where everything was not as similar. And again, I do think that this beat defaults you into certain kind of flows, but that's where the masters are able, because no matter what the beat is, they can impose their will on the beat. But this is the third artist at this point, and I feel like it's that same and I'm looking at the goddamn timeline. I'm like, 9 more minutes of this? We're gonna make it though, but Jesus.
But me wheezy rubbing my hands like stunner. What if I can fly? That's what I got. Drugs for pills make me feel abracadabra. Pills make me shoot the heat till it's plasma. Young money gang bang throw be a bitch. I don't need love anymore. I just need pills cause I'm paranoid. I feel like Zeus, they Zeus on roids. I could do anything, even swear to God. She do anything when the lights is off. You do anything just to right me wrong. Still using my bag as a stepping stone. This not a closet, this catacombs. Hallelujah. I lost so much, it's too much. Ain't no just giving it up. Feeling like so you could lift this my blunt. Went from Manhunt to Lakefront. Now we don't go through the front. And we get paid to walk. And they bring bottles to us.
So also in this Young Money thing, we looking for the next Drake. We looking for the next Nicki. This guy right here, in the background right here, just kind of sitting in the cut up. I'm getting vibes like he finna try to kill this shit. And I hope I'm not wrong. I'm gonna be disappointed if I'm wrong. But he's giving off leader of the pack vibes. And then we're gonna see if the young kid surprises me.
Life what we celebrate for, I got it. I got this. I really feel more than dedicated when I get up. I get on medication, hit the stool, I get more than medicated. Really don't think I need it, but I need it. The diamonds and dust make me feel conceited. They watch them and change, starving into greedy. These niggas won't hate me until they need me. I'm alive, but really don't feel alive. If I die, I just want to get close to God. We don't slide, we gon' commit genocide. Then besides, these niggas just living lives. Shoot every day just like it's do or die. Looking in the mirror, it's just you and I. The two-faced bitches, I could do it out. Swim through hurricane waters and made it out. What a fire is water, I made a house. Went from running the houses to mama, I bought a house. You heard me? I knew you was praying on me just to make it out. But look, I made some out of nothing and made it count. For real, like ain't it a blessing?
Hardest thing brother said, we don't just slide, we go commit genocide. That's a hard bar. You gotta give him that. But love that. Props with this thing get Currency vibes a little bit. Like tall Currency.
Level up. Grow. Hard. Bitch. Let's get it.
Gotta sound like Currency.
Let's get it. Yeah. Don't compare him to me, cause we different. This shit pure, not the shit that you sniffing. I want it now, I don't need me a minute. I beat it down, I'm a freak when I'm in it. Don't be too committed. That pussy was water. Now I'm in the ocean, my neck on Pacific. I ain't got time to be texting these bitches. Don't check me unless it's a check for a nigga. Got ops, but they still got respect for a nigga. Shit, hard body to the flesh. I was taking narcotics. I avoided college. I was breaking down, flipping packs. Hold on, break it down, bring it back. 15, really started trying to rap. 16, I went picked up the strap. 17, Holly Grove, where I'm at. Ever since a snotty nose, I've been running through the potholes to the trap. Used to wear my cousin clothes. Now I put a nigga wardrobe up in sex. I done hit the mother load. Plug, he don't want a dime, just bring it back. Claiming you a lion, pussy, you a cat. Give him 6'9", bullets, you a rat. Shit, I made it out of nothing. Look at my mama, she proud of something. Old hoes ain't no holler for 'em. I'm a dog nigga with the collar gone. I got nightmares cause my partner's gone. They just barking, they are not alarmed. Baby chopper, call it Shaka Khan. Nigga blocker till the shots are gone. We gon' hit your block up, I don't see no option. Promise we ain't stopping till your partner's gone. I'm just counting blue cheese, 2, 2, 3. Shit, that's Mike and LeBron. I told the bitch you could leave, I'ma do me. Shit, I'm right when I'm wrong. Don't come fuck me up in my zone. And I don't fuss and fight in my home. That shit just mystical. Can't let her do me like.
Bruh, spitting. We found one. Run that shit back. Run that shit back. Run that shit back. Run it. Oh, I gotta get my own. Run that shit back.
Moolah. Level up. Grow. Hard. Bitch. Let's get it. Let's get it. Shit, don't compare him to me, cause we different. This shit pure, not the shit that you sniffing. I want it now, I don't need me a minute. I beat it down, I'm a freak when I'm in it. Don't be too committed, that pussy was water. Now I'm in the ocean, my neck up Pacific. I ain't got time to be texting these bitches. Don't check me unless it's a check for a nigga. Got ops, but they still got respect for a nigga. Shit, hard body to the flesh. I was taking narcotics. I avoided college. I was breaking down, flipping packs. Hold on, break it down, bring it back. 15, really started trying to rap. 16, I went picked up the strap. 17, Holly Grove, where I'm at. Ever since a snotty nose, I've been running through the potholes to the trap. Used to wear my cousin clothes. Now I put a nigga wardrobe up in sex. I done hit the mother load. Plug, he don't want a dime, just bring it back. Claiming you a lion, pussy, you a cat. Give him 6'9", bullets, you a rat. Shit, I made it out of nothing. Look at my mama, she proud of something. Old hoes ain't no holler for 'em. I'm a dog nigga with the collar gone. I got nightmares cause my partner's gone. They just barking, they are not alone. Baby chopper, call it Shaka Khan. Nigga blocker till the shots are gone. We gon' hit your block up, I don't see no option. Promise we ain't stopping till your partner's gone. I'm just counting blue cheese, 2, 3, shit, that's Mike and LeBron. I told the bitch you could leave, I'ma do me, shit, I'm right when I'm wrong. Don't come fuck me up in my zone. And I don't fuss and fight in my home. That shit just mystical. Can't let her do me like mystical. Got 4 9s in the bedroom and the RB sitting in the living room. Hold that's a Drake if you wanna be critical. Bro your face if you wanna be physical. My paper straight even at the residual. I brought the juice right before this little interview. I got the juice now I'm feeling like Bishop do. Shit. Horrible, stupid ass nigga. 2 double G's, I'm a Gucci ass nigga. Dial on your nose, old Rudolph ass nigga, get shot. Ain't talking Cupid, my nigga. You won't do it, we can do it, my nigga. I make music that influence the killers. You make music just for you and your niggas, hold on. Phone jumping out the roof, blowing out the coop. House not the coop, I would never lose. How this made June? Thank God I ain't never stay shoes. Eating stay food, had to eat food killer, I just had to play it cool. You could get the heavy.
Her started off real strong and then started, you know, kind of get back into that same thing. Yeah, and Pete Robo in the background directing traffic. Like we didn't kill it, but like watch, like telling like do this. I'm assuming he's telling he's finna cut the beat, so he's like back there like plotting on his performance, and it you know. Hopefully it makes an impact.
I was fucking a zombie. I played my cards right. I done ran it up. Ain't nobody could find me. I think I got a new hobby. About to invest in some bodies. I'm back on the road. I got the O's, but it ain't for low. I got the pole, but it ain't for show.
Like
I got some hoes, but they ain't my hoes.
I
got some rolls, but they ain't my fucking. I got some colors, put them in the budget. I got some rubbers, put it in the tummy. I got a drum that really hold 100. Y'all niggas pussy wet when you get money. Young money.
He was doing his thing though.
Look. All right.
He told him, the guy in the back told him to go next. I wonder if he like the manager or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, Jetson made another one.
Look, they ask me questions like, boy, how you living? Look. All right.
Drizzy P.
Look. Yeah.
Oh Lord, Jetson made another one.
Look, they ask me questions like, boy, how you living? Still can't describe the whole feeling. I still can't explain how I sat in the basement and woke on one day and I shot through the ceiling. I've been on this road trying to keep this shit steady. I'm swerving the buns like it was just a minute. They always told me that I couldn't rest. So the time I'm alive, I make sure that I did it. I got the keys like I'm about to go drive. Ain't touching no brakes, I ain't playing in the side. Body look good, how she feeling inside? Cause what's a nice body if it doesn't ride? Times I was lost, I would ask for a sign. Keep bowing my head like I'm talking to God. Never she with me, she know it's a vibe. Cause she know that shit can be spelled out. Look, who you know snap like this? Who giving fast like this? Who you know still coming up in the game, but really keep giving them stats like this. They said that youngin' been singing his ass off. Who would've thought he could rap like this? Dominic ain't been on tour yet though, but he still furious, move fast like this. Yeah, hold up, take it in, digest. Every move smart, cause boy, that's chess. What do I love most? That's checks. They call luck, I respond, I'm blessed. People decided to cause they doze on me, so I'ma make sure that they never forget. This shit way deeper than music, it's no turning back, man. I swear I'm in deep as it gets. I see a lot of the people who claim that they love me at Switcher, they turning their backs. Doubted the kid. Whole time I thought you was proud of the kid. I still ain't forget they was clowning the kid. Still ain't forget all them times I ain't had it. It just made me cherish me having this shit. All of them days I would sit on the abs just talking to Mike like we gotta get rich. Nowadays spend 1400 on shoes. Probably only wore the shit twice. I should never deal with one of these airlines. Why? The way I be taking these flights. I used to talk to myself in the mirror. They used to think that a younger one right. That was just my way of putting myself in positions I wanted to be in life. I left the studio early this morning, and I'ma be back there tonight. All of that partying ain't never meant nothing to me, cause that shit don't keep on the lights. I done had people who never did shit try to come around me and start giving advice. Like, who are you to try to tell me about something you don't even know? You don't know what it's like. Never had me with no goals. You just a hater that's lost in the shows. I got two bitches with me in the telly like they doing yoga, keep touching their toes. How that boy still just a rookie, but he keep on rapping like his ass is one of the pros. I cannot settle for less than I want, man. I gotta take this shit as far as it goes. And they like, oh, he hot, been doing this since the world's wearing G-Shocks. Keep it real, my dog, just believe I'll ride till the wheels fall off like a Nissan. I ain't really into kick shit, FIFA, tired of the fake ass shit, time to detox. I ain't really come like G.I. the shit that you speak about. Hold on, let me talk to him.
We like it. We like it. I think he probably has the highest ceiling of what we've seen so far. Like, as he polishes up, he gonna be cold.
Capella real quick. Let me talk to him about Capella real quick. What I say?
And I wonder, is this him doing this, or was this the direction in the background?
I said, my first deal ain't take it. I saw bigger numbers. Try to sign the kid for 50, that won't do me wonders. I'm trying to seek a better life for my mom and my brothers. Been going hard for 7 years, feel like 100 summers. Still ain't lose my drive or hunger. I jumped on a flight, flew to Miami with the vibes. I met with Mac, he seen the kid and talent I provide. I flew back to the city and had tears fall from my eyes. I can't believe I came this far, man. It's been one hell of a ride. 2 bitches in my telly, one come through, have a menage. Got bitches asking questions if I met Nicki Minaj. Pull up back-to-back Suburban, see like 5-liter garage. Don't gotta tell you that I struggle. You can see pain in my eyes. Hit the booth and let it out. I got some things that's on my mind. And I don't need no groupie love. The only love I need is my mom's. Baby, you know we just fucking let me die between them thighs. It ain't have nothing handed to me, but I managed to survive. It's for all them nights I cried. It's for all the times I sat back in the car and prayed to God. I was wishing on a star when all along was one inside. Out of Cali eating Mastros, treating lobster like a side. This shit all came in perfect time. Hit old Wayne like, dog, I'm grateful. I'ma tell you every time. Say I'm blessed to share the mic around the greatest of all time. Interviewers asking questions, what it's like to see them grinding. I just tell him it's the reason why you sitting at the top. Free little brother out that jam. All he wanted was the change. And that's my brother like no other. We done both been through that pain. Remember sneaking in to live? They told us no because our age. They had to walk us through the front. They like them boys right there with Wayne. You know them boys is Young Money. It's a family type of thing. Coliseum in LA. They got me running across the stage. Look out and see 8,000 people. Now that's a feeling that don't fade. Got groupie bitches trying to fuck me while I'm chilling out backstage. Next month we hopping off the jet. Mac came and scooped us up with all these foreigners feeling blessed. Tossed the keys like young and take whatever whip and go get dressed. I guess the Lambo to the mall, the younger had to go get fresh. Live on a Sunday, popping bottles, baby, you could guess the rest. Back to back, LA, Miami. People text me like they feel me. It take a lot to understand me. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm in the booth thinking about family. All my life, my mama tried, but I owe a lot back to my granny. People ask how I'm not on top, but I'm still thinking about the Grammys, because I was told shoot for the stars. I'm giving life that's full of chances. Never let no one tell me shit. Built myself.
All right, that was good. I guess the guy in the back is the manager. Doesn't look like he's gonna rap. Drizzy P. I imagine they're gonna end up changing his name before. So, oh, he's speaking. Yeah. Let's see what this guy is.
Yo, man, if you've been wondering what Mac Main and Lil Wayne been up to, ladies and gentlemen, this is what they've been up to. It's a pleasure for us
it's
to be
his
able to
show.
present them to y'all.
Duh, that's
Y'all
why
know
he
what
looking
we
like.
do. Y'all know what we do on this
That's
show.
what I mean.
The home of the heavy bar spitters, skills over politics. That means bring your pen.
Listen, man, it's been an amazing show. I've had a great time. Definitely went over probably about an hour of what normally the shows are gonna be. We're gonna tighten up the runtime, but just in here having a good time. Something I want to do at the end is just end on something positive or funny. And this right here was something that I laughed out loud at.
You guys.
When I first seen it, and then we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for taking the time to give me some of your attention. It's one of the most valuable things on this planet right now. I appreciate you. You want to find me or the company, I'm at Josh Arthur on most socials, all socials. At Dojo7 is the company on all socials. That's where you can check out future live streams and also links to the content. And that's going to be it for you, man. I'm Josh Arthur. End on a good note. And then we out.
I'm going to give you one free pass.
What is it?
If you get to say one bad word without getting in trouble.
Yes.
Okay? Who wants to start?
Me. Harrison. You can say that word. Harrison.
No. Do not help him.
Harrison, you know what word to say?
No talking.
I can't.
Oh my God. Landon, what's Harrison, I said one time.